Morning, BC. Jeff back again. Yeah, just thought I'd shoot an early morning one before I get started with work this morning. We're gonna hope it's kind of nice. Get a lot more sleep. Get 6 hours back in my day. So been listening to a lot more tunes. Yeah, mostly revisits on this one because I just haven't had as much coming in, or maybe I have. I don't know. I just been listening to more. Anyway, a lot of revisits on this one. Not gonna lie, but a little bit all over the place. So let's just jump in. A lot of good stuff. Finally got a copy of this one, Duke Ellington, Far East Suite. Didn't want to pay the $200 for the first press, which has just decidedly the better cover. But this is still a pretty cool cover. This is like the late 80s reissue. Sounds pretty good too, so not sad about that. Got considerably less money. One of my favorite Duke Ellingtons, 5 All Day Long, excellent. So it's like this is it's called the Far East Suite, and everything is supposed to be inspired by the Far East, but it's really the Middle East because he's got all the stuff's like Delhi and Deptic, Mount Tarisa, Agra. It's all Middle East. So wrong name, excellent album. So highly recommend that one. And that pressing actually does sound really good for what it is. Got another listen to this. That's 5 All Day Long. Hoover Lord Traversal of Route 7. I guess they call it kind of like proto emo, but it's got you get like your Fugazi and that sort of stuff. It's that distinctive DC sound from that early to mid '90s. Excellent album. It kind of road theme, I guess. I don't know. I don't read too much into those lyrics. They don't. Another 5. Neil Young. This was the second album. Everyone knows he's. This is Nowhere. Yeah, this is the one that's got like Cinnamon Girl and, of course, the title track. And yeah, Cowgirl in the Sand. Yeah, another 5 All Day Long. Excellent. I think that's a first or second pressing. Not sure. This is original pressing though. Talking Heads. This was picked up, I think, at an old folks home for like $1 or 50 cents or something ridiculous. Still in the shrink. Really, really clean copy. Not their best album, but I enjoy it. It's a little nostalgia trip. 3.5 to 4. But it's the one that's got Wildlife on it, so so this will stay in my collection at least for that. But it's a very listenable album, even if it's not their best. This one's excellent. This one, Axis Sova, I guess it's called. Axis Sova, Weight of Color. I bought a whole bunch from this record label before they went out of business. Kill Shaman. I think they're out of California, but they're very similar to VHF records. So it's kind of that experimental, little bit on the noisier side. Very similar to Les Rosellas, Danuda's. Kind of psychedelic, noisy, kind of experimentally, I guess I would go. So excellent album, 4.5 All Day Long. You can probably get that cheap. Yeah, one of their better bootlegs, Les Rosellas, Danuda's. I don't know if I'd splurge on the vinyl, to be honest. It depends. You'll pay a lot more for the vinyl, but it's really a digital transfer for Phoenix. I bought half of my Phoenix on CD and half on vinyl. I think the CDs actually do sound better, but it's kind of cool having stuff on vinyl though. So whatever. Not like you're missing out on the artwork. So it's pretty simple artwork. So yeah, that's a 4.5, 5-ish. I don't know. One of their better ones. Yep. And then, this I picked up in Japan, bargain bin, really clean copy, Communards, I think it's self-titled, so synth pop, sometimes you're in the mood. This is the one that's got Don't Leave Me This Way on it. I don't think any other ones were really big hits in the States, but that one was like a medium hit, maybe. I don't know, and when the synth pop hits, that's a pretty good, solid album, pretty solid 4 there, still holds up. Classic album. Don't know if this is the first pressing or an early pressing. Gatefold, Japanese. It's the one that's got Girl from Ipanema, Ipanema. Anyway, really good. Standard. This album. Don't have to talk about it. It's classic jazz. Kind of chill. Good 4.5 there, pretty solid. This one's a comp, actually. Itsutsu no Akai, I forget that last kanji. Fune, I think? I don't know. Something about red balloons or something. 5 red balloons. 5 red balloons, I think. Yeah, so Japanese folk psych. This one leans a little more in the psych. I'm sorry, a little more into the folk. I don't know. I bought this right just before I bought the one that, like, the pink. There's 2 pink albums. Flight 2, I think they're called. I picked up one of those the last digging day I did. I found at a record fair, but I was looking for that. This is the closest I could get because this came out like a couple years before that. It's all right. I don't. This one might actually get purged. I don't know. I might just hold on to that other album. It's very, yeah, it's good Japanese folk, but yeah, I think I'm happy with just having the other album in my collection. But yeah, really clean copy, gatefold. Actually, I think it's got a little booklet or something in there. But yeah, it's a comp. I don't know. It's 4-ish, but I'm leaning towards possibly purging that one just to make a little room. I think this one a while back. I know I've shown this before, but original. It's got the doors that open up. So Isaac Hayes Live at the Sahara Tahoe. Pretty solid album. Of course, live. Got all those hits on it. So can't go wrong with that. Classic album. 4.5 all day long. Head Cody's. This is Billy Childish's wife's. They started out like the backing band, I believe, is the story, and then they kind of spun off into their own band. So Headcoats, and they became Headcoatees because they were the backing bands. I think they work. I don't know if they have a comp. If they do have a comp, I think that's the way to go. Much like the Headcoats and a lot of Childish stuff. They're just very prolific, and that's a lot of that garage revival, that 50s, late 50s sound, I guess, early 60s. Have Love Will Travel. Louis Riel is really good on here. Yeah, I'm Gonna Make You Mine was kind of big. I don't know. But this was like a UK/Japan print. This up in Japan for not a whole lot. You can still get these. So, I don't know. I always enjoy them. Sometimes I think I like them more than the Headcoats, but yeah, they're definitely, if there is a comp, that's kind of the way I would go, because they're definitely, their albums are definitely uneven, but so, most of the Headcoat stuff is kind of like that too. So, this one I actually found sealed at Japan for fairly cheap. DBs like this. It's Power Pop. This is the one that's got, I think the second side opens up, was it Spy in the House of Love? Yep. Pretty solid Power Pop album. I think this was their second. I think Hannah pushes their first as their best album. I don't know. I just like that single, so whatever. A little bit heading in the synth direction, but Power Pop. So dBs or decibels, I guess. Like this. Pretty solid album. Love it. And the more, that kind of garagey. I think these guys are Australian. Orb or O.R.B. I don't know, I guess it's supposed to stand for something. This is the space between. This is kind of cool looking vinyl. It's got like the tricolor, red, white, and blue or whatever. It's kind of cool, but is this an album essential? No, but it's, if you're into that kind of Ty Segall, kind of garagey, fuzzed out stuff, that's where this falls. I'd say it's a solid 4, but by no means essential. Probably that would get a purge at some point, but yep. And this was a thrift find some time ago. Brandy Wells, Watch Out. I think this one's fairly obscure. It's on some like a record, radio station label or something, something odd. It was a thrift find, but pretty solid. Yeah, I would buy more Brandy Wells. It's pretty solid. Kind of that classic R&B sound, soul. Not quite Supremes or anything, but it's pretty damn solid. I would buy more Brandy Wells if I saw it. So, I really honestly don't know the story there, but it's like a smaller imprint. Yeah, this one I gave another listen. This was in my purge pile. Leon Russell, Carney. yeah, so a guy I follow on Instagram was pushing this album. Like, our tastes generally line up, so I was like, yeah, I'll give it another listen. It is a really good album, actually, but I would possibly buy it again if I found a clean copy. This copy I definitely overpaid for, and it's really beat up, so I'm purging it just for that. But yeah, it's very. I guess he was mostly known as a session musician, Leon Russell, but yeah, kind of a creepy cover there. But yeah, really good album. And that it yeah falls into that. What was that one that everyone was going crazy over? Like a couple years ago in the VC. I know Sean sent me a Russian bootleg of it. What was it? Got the cover. Anyway, I don't know. It borders on kind of that psych-tinged blues rock, but a little more heavier on the blues rock. It is a really good album, but I do need to purge it. You know, I'd probably do a 4.5 on there. It's pretty solid. Gary Puckett, Union Gap's the greatest hits. Pervy dude. Everything's about young girls. So Woman, a young girl, pretty much the only ones I need. If I ever find a 7-inch with basically those two songs, then I'm one and done. The rest of the album, while not bad, it's not memorable. It's just basically the first two tracks, and then I get to stop the album. So, I don't know. I would give it a 3, but for the moment, I do actually really like those first two songs, even if they are a little dated and creepy. Yeah, Circle, Neon. I was thinking about purging this. I'm probably going to hold on to it a little longer. So again, like Blue Psyche, early psych. Yeah, the label, the record shop. 67 original mono. So it's a pretty solid 4. It's not essential. I do want that one. Was that Red Ball or whatever? I don't know. I think that shows up the DC a bit. So I like this guy, Imada Masaru. This is Recital Live, so just him. Piano, jazz. I think he recorded a lot on that, was it Three Blind Mice label, if you're familiar with the Three Blind Mice label. It falls kind of in there. A little soul jazzy, a little, it's very 70s sounding. And this one, it goes into how the audio is all set up and around the room and so on. It's kind of interesting just for that. But yeah, pretty solid album, 4.5. I think I got it at a Japanese bargain bin, actually, and it was really clean. One of my absolute favorite albums, Richard Hill, Blank Generation. That's an essential punk classic. Yeah, Love Comes in Spurts, New Pleasure, Down at the Rock and Roll Club, Blank Generation, Another World. Yeah. If you like television, that's up there. Not quite as good as television, but it's up there. 4.5 plus. Swell Maps, I think this was considered their first full length. Jane from Occupied Europe picked this up. This is a repress from a couple years ago, maybe. If there's still copies, worth picking up. Kind of early post-punk, experimental, great stuff. Then here, take that out of my slipcover. This is out of my box set. Unwound, Challenge for Civilized Society. Not their best, not their worst. It falls kind of right in the middle of their catalog, in my opinion. Pretty much their classic sound. Personally, I like their bookend albums. I love Fake Train, and I love, which is the first one with Sarah Lund, which is their the classic sound drummer. Their early stuff is a little more straight ahead hardcore, and then but yeah, Fake Train's where they start going off the rails is wonderful. And then the last one was that Leaves Unto You, which got a lot more clean. I really like that album. I didn't like it at first because it was very, very different from the rest of their catalog, but I love it now. But yeah, those are the two albums I would check out, and then Repetition is the classic sound best album with Corpse Pose. But excellent early. They're kind of considered to be a kind of pioneers of math rock. They kind of predated that a little bit. Doctors of Madness, again, kind of like a power pop bar band kind of thing out of UK. Great album, highly recommend it. 4.5 there. Classic album. I'd probably go with Psycho Candy as my favorite. The Darklands, definitely my second favorite. I think I bought them about the same time. This was probably sealed when I bought it. I was a teenager. It wasn't that old then, I think. Jesus and Mary Chain, don't need to say much about this. This is the one, of course, Darklands is on here. Down on Me, April Skies. Classic album, yeah, pretty strong, 4.5 at least. And maybe my favorite, Hako Yamazaki, so Japanese folk psych, I guess. Yeah. She's still doing like the coffee house circuit. Apparently, she's not doing too well these days, but pretty prolific. Can't go bad with any of her 70s material, really. But that's probably my favorite, and like her first, any of her first albums, can't go wrong with. Give another listen to this one, Flying Ludenbruckers. I'm not sure if this had a vinyl version, but Gods of Chaos. Definitely not for everyone. Very free jazzy. They fall a little more into the noise rock range, but it's very, very free jazzy. Kind of really spastic free jazz by way of noise rock, I'd say. Not for everyone, not an easy listen, but for me that's a pretty solid 4.5. I definitely want to get more of their catalog. And then not really all that different, really, if you get down to it. This is Psychic Paramots 2. I've shown this before on, I think it was Quarter. Oh, No Quarter. Yeah, so No Quarter, they do a little more of the noise rock thing. It's actually not that different than, they go a little more in the psych end of things, but it's a very similar sound, in fact, to this. So if you like one, you'd probably like the other. Let me just stop there. I didn't really listen to that many CDs this last week, and I need to upload this and get ready for work. So take care, everyone. Have a happy Easter, because I probably will not be doing another video until then. And it sounds like my kid just got back from the dentist, so let me stop here. Take care.